How's it going, everyone? Cameron here, bringing you another video, and in this video I have just completed 100 agility contracts, and I'll be going over what I got and therefore what you can expect to get. Before we go into it, just a quick overview of I'm still using a 4% Regal to Exalt trinket, and Tullina was using a 15% dupe currency and an 8% dupe scarab brooch, with a +1 level to agility to add that nice 30% chance to find additional heist target. This is actually quite good because it does mean you can fairly easily maintain running them without actually having to complete them and deal with running all the way back through all the agility laser traps, which are very annoying. Then just using a regular old reduced alert chest from opening, and players have increased movement speed, which is pretty cool. With that being said, agility is by far and away the most annoying contract in my opinion, for two main reasons. Firstly, it has 5 different reward chests, being essence, fossil, armor, currency, which is great, and harbinger, which is also good, which means you are going to be getting a lot less of a lot more items, instead of, say, if you're doing lockpicking, which is only jewelry, currency, and fragments, meaning you'll get a lot more of fewer items, which does make it a bit harder to sell, seeing as your items are spread over so many. And probably the more annoying issue is with the laser traps that you have to like run through or wait for her to go do it, because most of them are in like a L shape. If you are having to stand a bit too far away because things are lasering you or attacking you from range, I did have quite a few times where I went just a little bit too far, even though I wasn't that far away from the entrance of where you'll have to eventually run through. I did trigger her to like teleport to me and then have to do the event again, which was a tad annoying. With that being said, going to jump right into the currency tab. So we got 4 Exalt, 3 of those were from drops, and 1 of them was just from a accumulation of Exalted shards. What was interesting was the 2 Exalts that I'm presuming were, well, not presuming, I know they were Regal to Exalts, did literally drop on the 25th and 50th Regal that would have been a Regal, which I found quite interesting. I got 4 Ancient Orbs, 575 jeweler orbs, pretty much the same in chromatics, and 186 fusings, which brings me to my point that armor and weapons are actually quite good for the currency reward chest. Even though they will far and few between drop like a big wow item, you do just consistently get tradable currency. So all these 3 are super easy to trade. I think I got 5 or 6 links, so again, divines are super easy to sell. So even though there won't be no big like, wow, there's like an Exalt, there's like a 3x drop, there's a 50 chaos drop, they just drop consistent currency in high stacks. So in my opinion, they're really good. Jumping over to the divination tab, most of these are just from the armor tab, or the armor lockbox thingy. So like 7 League Step, Dapper Prodigy, Face Breakers. Then what do we got? The Chains That Bind, Emperor of Purity, Tabula Rasa, stuff like that. Essences, this is obviously one of the reward types for the boxes, and did get a lot of them. Now, depending on your stance, I personally don't like essences that much because I'm not into crafting, but they are good for crafting, obviously, and you do get a lot of them. So yeah, depending on your stance for essences, could be good, could be bad. If all else fails, upgrade them all to deafening and sell them. Happy days. Fragments, 2 rusted sulfites, 1 polished, and 2 gilded, so some pretty good currency there. And then 4 rusted harbinger and 2 polished. Didn't get nearly as many as these as I thought, even considering there's 2 boxes that drop these, obviously the fossil and harbinger, but what can you do? Over at the maps, got 7 beachheads and no infused beachheads, which is a bit disappointing. Map tab obviously does not come up in Excellent, so this is like another 56 chaos profit, thereabouts. Now the Delve tab, heaps and heaps of fossils. So we got 6 corroded, half a dozen bound, 25 jagged, 41 dense, 4 enchanted. Where's the perfect ones there? One perfect, 5 encrusted, and pretty good value. Yeah, so nothing to complain about. Quickly bring up Excellence, and we will unfortunately find that Agility is currently rocking out at number 1 as the most profitable contract to run that I've done personally. That's including lockpicking, which is actually like will have more net worth, but because they're 9 chaos each or 8 chaos each, means that the profit on them isn't actually as good as they would be made out to be. Demolition, I went back to my old videos and found how many regals I have, because I wasn't using a regal to exalt. Even if I bumped that up and had 4% rounding up, it would still be less profitable than Agility, which again, rather disappointing because I didn't particularly like doing Agility. And yeah, so this is now the number 1 most profitable contract that I've done, possibly with the exception of Deception, which I'll be doing next, but we'll see how that goes. And Exalted Orbs coming in, not surprisingly, as the number 1 profit maker, followed by Divine Orbs and Corroded Fossils, shortly followed by Chromatic Orbs, which is why I say the armor and weapons are actually quite good. Chaos Orbs, Ancient Orbs, then just a various bunch of different fossils and Sulfite Scarabs. Got the Fusings, got the Jewelers, got the crazy expensive Scours, and then it's just, again, more fossils. Stack decks, obviously they came from the little chest because I can't get them normally. Essence of Horror, more fossils, and then we get down to the essences. So yeah, pretty profitable, and by pretty profitable I mean the most profitable. But with that being said, that is the loot from 100 Agility contracts, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a bit of information out of it. And if you can stomach doing them, they are currently, as I mentioned, the most profitable one so far. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.